Hi, I do have a neck. Hi, I'm Katie from Helmar, here tonight to bring you pretty in pink and pastels. Working with lots of Helmar glues tonight and some pan pastels and some pink paisley papers. This week, Pan Pastel is our preferred partner. We're doing promos with them. If you check our blog out, the Helmar blog, helmarusa.blogspot.com, there are lots of great projects being posted by the design team using Helmar and Pan Pastels. The one today that I caught had a fire engine done, which was pretty darn fantastic. This is really my first time playing with Pan Pastels, and I did a little bit of research doing this. Very fun, very messy for me, but they are beautiful and I really like them. So I'm going to scoot you down a little bit. Thank you. I love my craft room. You see video. Oh, sorry. I did hit record. Yes, I did. All right, so I'm going to scoot you down again. Please note that you'll be scrolling down me a little bit. So today you'll see the I want to focus a little bit. And here are some products we'll be using today. I'm going to be using the Helmar Premium Craft Glue. As I told everybody a couple weeks ago, it's my easily my favorite Helmar glue. I will be using the Helmar 450 Quick Dry Adhesive. I pulled this aside. I think I'm going to be using the scrap tops, but I might not. We'll see how that works. And I will be using Helmar Zap Dots, another one of my favorites. And for our preferred partner this week, Pan Pastels was generous with us and shared. I have 6 colors of Pan Pastels, and they're like paints. They're paints in a powder form, but they're not dusty. It's the paint. It's the colors are mixed with a gum base. So when I did a little research, I learned that they're not versus a gum base versus an oil base, and as Donna Downey said, not a chewing gum base. So they have these really great pigments to use, and today I'm going to be using I know everybody keeps saying that it looks orange, but it actually is a permanent red, and I'm going to be using the white, which is titanium white. So I'm going to be making a layout. And in this layout I'm going to be using showing you how to use Pan Pastels in a simple way that is effective and adds color without adding a lot to a layout. Excuse me, my voice keeps coming and going today, so if it crackles and I cough a little bit, I've had a cold for a few days, so please excuse me. I'm going to be creating, it's a love-filled layout. I know we just had Valentine's Day, but it's always a good time for love in my eyes. So I have this old picture of my husband and I from 2007. That's Scott. Nope, that's me. That's Scott. I don't quite look like that anymore, as you saw, but this is us at a holiday gala for his company. And I've had this picture kicking around for a while, and I wanted to create a layout I could frame. So by the time I'm done, this layout will be framed in a black frame. So I've added some black into the layout what I'm doing. So I'm going to start by showing you how I'm going to use the Pan Pastels. I'm going to put some of these aside, and I'm going to start with my heart. Now this heart was cut with my Cricut. It is from Accent Essentials, and I don't know if you can see here, but this paper is pink paisley paper. I know I said it somewhere. And it's their artesian papers, and I actually put them in upside down in the bag, but they're called artesian papers. And they They talk about how they can be mistable and you can customize the color. I'm going to be using pan pastels on this today, and what it will do is bring up the very cool design on that. They do blend. They blend very well. So I'm going to use this as a stencil and then use it as a heart frame. So I'm doing two different things with my heart. And I'm going to start by putting my heart more towards, since I'm turned around, it's hard for me, my right side, the right side of the paper. And I'm going to take one of the blending sponges. They call them art sponges, and this is the rectangle one. And I want to start by adding red here. Now, what's great about this is I'm using it as a stencil, but because I'm going to be using the red on the heart itself afterwards, it doesn't really matter if I go over. And I'm going to put a mat underneath me, just not to get the pan pastels on my layout afterwards. So I'm just going to start by taking the lid off of the pan pastels. Oh, I'm sorry, you keep losing it. So I'm just going to hold the heart down, and I'm going to take the blending sponge and I'm going to just swipe it in here, and I wanted to get a lot of color, so I'm just blending it kind of like you would with a paintbrush. They're really low dust. They can be layered. And I want to get in here a little bit so you're not seeing so much white. So I'm using the corner to get in around here. So I'm just filling in my heart with a red, and I'm actually going to soften it with a white afterwards. But in between that, I'm going to actually stick my title with stickers. I want to make it nice and red. Yes, I can't wait to get my hands on the Helmar fixative. So I'm just making sure the corners have the pan pastels, and see how nice and smooth this is, and really low. You're seeing that I'm getting minimal on there, low dust. Okay, so I'm putting this down for now, and I want to put a title on here. To change. Oh, sorry, I'm just trying to read what's going on. So I'm going to be adding a title, and I don't know why this seems out of focus tonight. So sorry about that. Let me see if I bring it up a little bit more. I don't know why it seems so out of focus. It does? Oh, see? Love you, stream. So I'm taking some old creative memory stickers, and I'm going to be creating a title up in here. So I'm just writing this down, putting my stickers down. A simple title of my love that will go along with the hearts and the pink and the red. Or maybe my eyes are having issues. I'm not wearing my glasses. So I just took the letter stickers. Now these come off easily. That's why I chose these. And now I'm going to go back over my stenciled heart, putting it back there, with the white pan pastels. And what you'll see, and hopefully you can see it and it's effective, is that let's bring that over a little bit, is that it actually changes this to a lovely pink color. It blends right in. So I'm just doing the same thing I did before, and I'm blending the white over the red, and it just changes the hue of it to a pink hue. These are so easy to use. And I love that they are so low dust because it encourages me to use them on my layouts. I know so many people use them for multimedia projects and canvases, but I wanted to find a way to incorporate these in my layouts. And the colors are so rich, it's just wonderful. Okay. So I'm going to pull that off, and you can see how I created a heart. And now I'm going to pull my stickers off. Now, where are my tweezers? I don't know where I put them. You can oh, you can't see it quite well yet. But it kind of left a tie-dyed effect for my word "my," and I'll be outlining that so you can see it better. Because it had the red under and it pulled up some of the red pan pastel, it does create this wonderful tie-dyed look from the sticker. I don't know if you can really see it well enough tonight. It looks great here. I'm sorry that Ustream is being funny. It was a cool technique that I found quite by accident. Okay, so I'm going to put this to the side now, and I'm going to work with the pink paisley artesian papers that I cut out into the heart. And for this, I want it to be the bright red. I want it to be a contrast. So I'm going to add lots of red to this. Now, I'm not using a fixative tonight. I thought I might use hairspray because I read it worked really well, but I was afraid to see if it was acid-free. I did find out that you can actually use decoupage on the pan pastels, the Helmar decoupage. It does not take any of the color off. But I'm not going to use any fixative tonight because this will be framed in. So this is a bright, beautiful red color. And I don't know now if you can see the wonderful print that is on those artesian papers. Isn't that a very cool effect? So I'm going to move these aside right now because I am actually done. Actually, I'm not done using these. I have one more thing to do, and then I will. Then I'll put the pan pastels aside and wash my hands. I have some old pink paisley artesian elements. These are probably a couple years old, and I wanted to use. Oh, really having a hard time with my lighting today. This scroll, and I'm going to be using the pan pastel on that. Taking that back out, and I'm just going over the design. How cool is that? All right, now I'm done with my pan pastels. So I'm going to cap them up. I am a little slow tonight, I'm so sorry. This cold is totally kicking my butt. So I'm putting these away and I'm going to wipe my hands. I can't wait to see what these pan pastels do on other kinds of resist papers and stuff like that. I'm going to move this off to the side. I'm going to scroll this up. Now I'm going to wash my hands with some baby wipes just because I don't want the red to keep getting on any of my white papers. So I'm going to wipe my hands. Now I have to tell you, I was working with these earlier and I went into the bathroom and I had wiped my hands on my face, so I had all the red pan pastel all on my cheek. It wiped right off, but it was quite humorous. So I am going to pull out my papers. And I am using two pieces, well actually, yes, they're actually one piece, but double-sided piece of, I'm so sorry, Vicky. Thank you for coming tonight. I'm using two pieces of pink paisley. It's actually the same piece of paper, just the opposite side. So I have the pink dotted side and the other side. These come from Pink Paisley's Secret Crush line. So I'm going to cut the edges off of these, and I'm using the pink dotted side as my base. So this is a 12 by 12 paper, and I'm just trimming it up. And for my other paper, what I want to use are these words. So I'm going to cut those out. I'm leaving a little bit on this side of paper on this side so I can use it as part of my design. So I'm going to cut it at 3 inches and move my paper out of the way. And I'm going to cut this. I want to say I want to cut it at 8.5. That sounds about right. 8.5 inches. I'm going to measure with my black piece of paper. 8 3/4 inches. There we go. 8 3/4 inches, which would be great if I had cut my top off of it. So it's not me tonight, it is Ustream. I'm so sorry that it's giving you guys a hard time. Okay, I'm going to put my paper cutter away. And I'm bringing my layout back here. So I had cut myself a piece of, it's 8 3/4 by 7 3/4 cardstock so I could mat my white cardstock that I had cut at 7.5 by 8.5 that we had already done the pan pastels on. So what I'm going to do now is start building up my little scene here. Okay. Yes, definitely, because it would be much better if we were not having issues with this and we could all enjoy each other. I'm so sorry, everybody. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to mount my, there we go. I'm going to mount my white heart on my black cardstock, and I'm going to use the Helmar Premium Craft Glue, which is my favorite paper on paper, and I'm going to go around the edges and then put a little bit in the middle. This dries pretty fast, but not too fast that I cannot move my project real quick when I first put it down. Now I'm looking to put this in the center. And I did overdo it, so I'm just wiping my glue off there. That will dry clear. And I'm also going to mat my picture with the same black smooth basil cardstock. I cut the frame to 4 1/4 by 6 1/4, and I'm going to glue my, actually am I going to glue my picture down? I'm not, because I want to, so I'm going to glue my black mat down first, just in the corner here. You see that? And I'm just adding some more of the premium craft glue on the back here. And I'm just tapping it down lightly. And I just had to move that so I could have my title. Now I'm going to add my my heart that we've already decorated with the pan pastels on top of that and framing the heart. So again, I'm using the premium craft glue and I'm going all the way around my heart, not too much. Now you want to make sure that you close your glue, which I'm not always so great at, so you don't get that bubble, or you lay it down on its side. And I'm going to frame my heart right now. You can see that the glue is just rolling right up for me on that pan pastel, not ruining it at all. Okay, and now I want this to pop a little bit, so I'm going to use my Helmar Zap Dots. I wanted to give my picture a little bit of height, come off of that frame. So I'm turning it around. The Zap Dots are double-sided sticky, so I'm putting the sticky side on my picture in each corner. Now I like to cut mine in half. Excuse me, as I grab my scissors. I can cut mine right in half. And I like to do the edges, so I like to do here. Here, I'm going to cut another one in half. I'm sorry, Robin. Yes, please come back and watch. I will be sure to upload the link and up to YouTube too. You can find it. I'll post it on Pinterest, and I'm sure Cheryl will post it on the Helmar blog. And you know, I'm so sorry you're having a hard time tonight. Okay, so I put the Zap Dots on the back of my photo, and the Zap Dots, you can see, give you this 3D effect on anything that you're doing. So I'm going to pop that right onto my mat. Okay, and I forgot to grab my black pen, so let me grab that because I want to outline my title. Sorry about that. So I have a black Sakura pen. It's a jelly roll. I want to just test and make sure it works. Now I'm turning this sideways so I can actually see it, but I'm outlining the letters that I had used the stickers on. It'll make my tie-dyed effect pan pastel sticker technique stand out just a little bit more. And bring in a little bit more of the black. I'm just doing short little strokes, give it more of an artistic look versus the smooth look. I'd like you to see that I'm using my hand and I'm going across the pan pastels, and the pan pastels are not lifting at all. And my heart is not moving, so it's glued down nice. Now, one of the great things about the pan pastels is I can use these markers on here, or these pens or markers or anything you want, and it does not ruin the tip. Oh, I have it upside down. There you go. So you can see how I did the title work. Like that. See how it kind of looks tie-dyed from where I put that down while it still had some pan pastel on there, and pulled up the sticker pulled up some of the color. So I'm going to bring out the other papers that I'm working with. And I'd like to trim this down a little bit more, I think. Thank you. So I'm trimming this down to, let's see what size I'm trimming this down to. I'm trimming it down to, I can't see underneath here, that paper winds up being 6.5 inches. And I'm just getting rid of the excess. And I'm going to lay this down underneath. So there we go. Now I have some ribbon I want to add, so I want to make sure I leave enough room between the edge of my white and my letters to add my ribbon. So I have white ribbon, or I have pink ribbon. I'm thinking I want the pink. You do want the pink. And I'm actually going to tuck it underneath my paper. So I'm trimming my ribbon, and I'm turning my mat over. So I'm going to glue this down here. I want to make sure that I'm gluing it the right way. And I'm going to, actually I'm going to use the 450 quick dry adhesive for this because it dries really quick and it does well with the material. I'm just going to, I should have had it stored on my side and I didn't. Now I'm just running a strip of a line of the 450 down here. And I'm going to add my ribbon to the back of the black. Now you want to work pretty quick because it does dry quick. And this ribbon has a bit of a curve to it, so I'm going to hold it here for just a minute. Now this is just some fun trim I got at a salvage place near us. They have a lot of fun trims. Going to, there we go. I want to make sure my trim is showing. There we go. And I'm just going to cut it down. I love the 452. Tonight it just seems so quiet. Not you guys, but my house just seems so quiet. So I'm just trimming the ends so it's the same size as my paper. Moving that out of the way. this pink paisley paper has some really cute words on it. I don't know if you can read it. Love and crush and sweetheart and you are cute and all those wonderful sweet words that you associate with love. And I think that's where I want it placed. So I'm going to turn this over and I'm going to grab my premium craft glue. Again, remember to close up your glues when you're done using them each time. I know it seems like I'm repeating myself, but that's because I forget to do it. Again, I'm framing the whole outside of my paper and then putting a little bit in the middle. A little goes a long way. Oh, I want to make that even, so I'm actually lining it up with the dots here. I'm going to bring that in a little bit more. All right, so I'm actually going to pop dot my whole area that we just built. I'm going to give that some height so that the ribbon is overlapping and it's not sitting right on the words. Because this is a bigger piece of cardstock, I will be using whole pieces and not cutting these down. Now I love these zap dots. So happy I was able to get some more. They come in all different shapes, sizes, and colors. They come in black, they come in clear, they come in white, they come in round, they come in square, they come in 1/4 of an inch and 1/2 an inch, and the height of them are about 1/8 of an inch. Yours doesn't start till 9. I have a teenager and a husband. Clear, yes, clear. And the clear ones aren't as they aren't the 1/8 of an inch thick, but they are they do give dimension. I would say they're probably like a 1/16 of an inch. So I'm going to turn this over and I'm going to place this on there. I think I'm crooked, so I'm going to turn around so I can see. I'm a very crooked scrapper. It is one of my things. I can hang a project straight on a wall, but I cannot get a scrapbooking page straight to save my life. It's quite humorous. Okay, so I don't know if you can see so far, but how great the dimension is on this. Oh my gosh, I'm definitely, see how nice the ribbon lays because we added those pop dots, the zap dots. All right, my love. Okay, so now we still have the artesian elements that I colored earlier, and I'm going to turn this around. And I want to add that. I thought I wanted to add it right there, but I don't think I do. I think I kind of like that flower down there. Do I want to use this anywhere on my layout? I'm not sure that I do now. Does that work? I think that works. So I just put that artesian element on the top of my photo, which is great. It was nice and sticky, so I need extra glue. Now I want to pull in some more black here, and I don't want to overdo it any more than I've already done. I don't know if any of you have seen my scrapbook pages, but I tend to be quite a simple scrapper, lots of color. I do love to use fun techniques in my scrapping, but they are not... there's not a whole lot of layering. They're just all about the pictures and the color and stuff like that. So I want to add more black in here. So I have these fun, these pearls by Fab Scraps, and I know I've used them before in a class. Thank you. You like it on top? The Scrap Dots glue. You can purchase that online at helmarusa.com. And we also have some online, stores they're sold in. Cheryl, do you have a list of the stores that they're sold in? Thank you. So normally I would use gemstone glue for these, but right now, because I would have to get up again because I forgot to grab it, I'm not going to use that. So I'm moving this over, and I'm going to show you how I do this. I have a piece of paper, and I just put a little bit of glue, and I'm using the 450. Now please, with gems, generally I do use the gemstone glue. The 450 will work well. It just dries really, really fast. So you need to work fast. So I'm just going to randomly put some of the black all over my layout. And what's nice about these is even if I get some glue on my paper, I can actually rub it right off. So I'm just dipping my pearls into the 450. And I'm just going to swoop this way. And lots of times when I'm doing this, I use my tweezers, but my tweezers seem to be missing. Thank you. Now I will be framing this. It probably will not have, well, I guess it would have the glass in the frame, but I have some really neat frames that I've got at, I want to say, the Christmas tree shop that I can put my three-dimensional layouts in, and they look fantastic. A black frame. Now the 450 is starting to dry because it is a quick dry adhesive. So I'm going to put some of those back. And I'm just turning it around so I can get an idea of how I want to finish this. I think I might want to put some little ones in there. Now I know oh, there are my tweezers. I'm going to start putting some little ones in between. And that 450 is dry, so I'm going to put some more 450 on this piece of paper. Now this is a great way when you're trying to do small pieces or gems or small pieces of paper, paper piecing, is to put your glue on a scrap piece of paper and dip. I'm just going to fill in here and there. Oh, I didn't get that in the glue now, did I? Hi, how you doing? I'm so happy you guys are able to stay and be patient, and I know that the Ustream has given you guys a hard time. Never too late. Never too late. I'm working on a layout using lots of Helmar glue and pink paisley papers and pan pastels. I know, it's so funny. We've been talking about this all night. It's actually pink and red, but for some reason the color is not looking true tonight. It's quite unfortunate, so I will definitely post a picture of all of this. Now I'm going to lift this up just so I can look at it. Yeah, pink and pink. The paper itself is pink. I think I want one more right there. The pink itself, and then I have red in a red heart and pink in the middle. So it's so strange at how orange it looks. All right. I don't know, I'm just being picky. And see, I could swipe that glue right off there. That's what I love about 450 is that you can just swipe it off. It doesn't ruin anything. Okay, I think this is it. I think I am a little crooked, so I'm going to lift my foam up. That's really great. Oh, sorry, 7 Eastern time. Sorry, the crooked is driving me crazy. So the foam dots are really great. They stick really well, but I can reposition them. So I'm going to reposition because I am just a little bit crooked and it's going to drive me crazy because I want to frame this. See how it just sticks right back down for me. Okay, so I'm going to line it up on my square. Sorry about that. And I'm going to stand up so I can see. There we go. I think that's even now. So sorry about that. That's what I had to do. The embellishment at the bottom is actually some old pink paisley artesian elements, and I used, can you see them? I used the permanent red pan pastel on it to make it pop. Yeah, it is an older embellishment, and they do have one similar to this made out of the same material, but they're not in that same packaging anymore. They have see, this is one that I have. This one is a newer one and it's still artesian elements. It's just different packaging. They're very cool. They they're kind of rubbery and flexible. They're really awesome. They can be misted or painted, and tonight I used the pan pastels on them. The color picked up really great. So this is it tonight. I made a pretty pink and pastel layout here using Helmar glues and pan pastels, who was our preferred partner this week, and pink paisley, who's actually our preferred partner. I want to say it's coming up next week. They are polymer. Is that what you said? No, not like grunge board, more like rubber polymer. She's right. But they are pretty neat, and you can mist them and paint them and do whatever you want to them. So tonight I use pan pastels to create my art in my title work, and I use them to bring out the design and the artesian papers by Pink Paisley. I also used lots of Helmar glue. I used the Helmar craft glue to do my paper to paper on my paper and my heart. I used the 450 Helmar 450 quick dry for the ribbons and my gems, and I used lots and lots of Helmar zap dots, which I have the squares here, the half-inch squares, and you can see the half-inch circles. And this is my layout, and I hope you enjoyed it. I'm not sure about that. Cheryl, can you... Thank you so much. Does anybody have any questions? I don't know that I can answer the one about Pink Paisley. Cheryl, could you answer the question about Pink Paisley? Excuse me. Thank you. I didn't know if I could or not. No questions? I know I've seen it in some of the big online scrapbooking stores. Okay. Well, I did not use a fixative on these, but there are lots of fixatives you can use to keep the pan pastels from rubbing off. For this in particular, I'll be having it in glassed in, so I wasn't so worried about it. Helmar does make a fixative that is will be available soon that you could use to fix the pan pastels. Tonight I tried it earlier. I tried it with to fix it, and I did fix it, but I didn't want to use it on here. Um, I used Helmar decoupage, and it worked fantastic over the pan pastels. They didn't bleed, nothing. I was pretty impressed with how well the Helmar decoupage kept it. What it does is add like a sheen to it. Um, and then I've also heard hairspray, which I did not want to use on my layout because I did not know if it was acid free. So hopefully the Helmar fixative I know is in the works and should be available soon in our online store. And that's what I would recommend. Everybody's told me that that is the best fixative. I just haven't been able to get my greedy little hands on it yet. Does anybody have any more questions? Commercial, of course. Well, I'm going to stop recording. If I know Cheryl shared all the information with